talking about libertarians, Schmibertarians. Now, so I've got a personal story here, but first let's talk about what I mean by this. If you call yourself a libertarian and you just discovered that you'd like a smaller government in the year 2016 and you think Gary Johnson is a legit libertarian, then you're like a libertarian preschooler. Now, I was born in 1976, all right? And by 1979, I'd already learned how to read. So here's my personal story. I learned to read at age 3. Why did I learn to read at age 3? Because I realized that if I learned to read at age 3, I wouldn't have to go to school now, would I? Because I would be able to find out anything I needed to know just by simply going to a library and reading about it, right? Now, this was before the internet, obviously, 1979, you know, the late 70s. No internet. Al Gore had not yet invented the internet. So, yeah, so I learned to read at age 3. By age 4, I guess it was the year before going to kindergarten, I was found myself getting enrolled in school. And I said, Mom, what's this all about? I learned to read so that I wouldn't have to go through this nonsense. And she said, well, you see, here's the thing. If you don't go to school, I'll go to jail. And that was when I said, bing, to the government of Pennsylvania. So that's my personal libertarian story. So I was already critical of the government by age 4. All right. Age 4, I was critical of the government and realizing that it was doing things it probably ought not to do. So just put it out there, folks. Gary Johnson is not a libertarian. Gary Johnson is a hack, and Bill Weld, his running mate, was even more of a hack than Gary Johnson. So that was the problem with the Libertarian Party. The Libertarian Party, all they needed to do is nominate a libertarian, not a douchebag moron like Gary Johnson, who doesn't know how to answer the simplest questions about really anything. He clearly did not know how to answer any questions while debating or even just doing an interview as a libertarian because he's a moron. He's a moron and a douchebag. And if the Libertarian Party had its act together, of course, we probably have Hillary Clinton as president right now, but that's just a completely other story. This is what the video is about. Libertarian, Schmibertarian. Were, if you just became a libertarian in 2016, the party's been around since the 1970s. Okay? If you just became a libertarian in 2016, you are like you're in libertarian infancy. You're not You may have read all the books, but I mean 5 years for a different political ideology to diffuse its way into your brain. I'm not sure if that's enough. So anyway, I just wanted to say that because there are a lot of idiots on the internet right now, a lot of crypto bugs and just random douchebags who are now like politically involved because of Trump or because of whatever reason. And, there's just this constant libertarian sludge on Facebook where like people who are leftists are like, how come all the kids that used to be punk rock back in the 1990s aren't left wing? I can't understand it. The coolest people, they used to be like, they used to be liberal and now they're not. They're to the right of Mao Zedong. For some reason, I can't understand it. Why are punk rock people not leftists? So some of us have been on the side of a personal responsibility and less government, crap. Less waste, fraud, and abuse since the 1970s. So that's all. I just wanted to rant about noob-faced libertarians who just learned the word in 2016, and now they think that they're like they're the they're the answer to politics. Libertarian, Schmibertarian. Anyway, cheers. See you next time.